Hey yo people, it's patch week, so you know what that means. Let's go over it. My favorite boost, the Eidolon link time reduction, has been activated for this patch. Each link will now take just 5 minutes for the next 3 weeks. That halves the time needed to use all 100 links per day, so don't forget to link your Eidolons. We also have a 30% experience buff for just the first week of the patch. It will end at the next maintenance. Relatedly, the maintenance this week will be on Wednesday, January 29th, not Thursday, due to holidays. Now, onto the content. For this patch, we have the Grief Requiem Nightmare up. That's the one you can access at the Cactakara dungeon. Just as a reminder, these dungeons have no experience and no drops aside from the emblem from the boss. Now, I'm pretty sure it's a mistake, but the solo mode and party mode emblems lead to different certificates this time. For solo mode, 5 grief emblems get you a box with grief fragments which you can fuse into a grief nightmare certificate for a total cost of 1,500 G with a chance to fail at fusing. For a 3-hour buff of 2% boss damage which you can reuse once per day. This is actually the only certificate I've fused. On the other hand, the party mode boss drops rage emblems which you can trade 3 of for a box that has despair fragments, which should be fusible into a despair certificate that is again a reusable, once per day, 3% crit damage buff that costs 1,500 G for an attempt at, but you can't buy the formula right now, as that's supposed to be from the Desolate Desert Nightmare, which isn't up. If you're in the certificate market, keep those fragments safe until Doom of Despair reruns. Next up, we have a mysterious gentleman in Navia who can't remember anything about himself. Every day he will ask you to find a different item based on his faint memories to try to figure out who he is. Fortunately for you, we have already figured out what every item he needs is. Monday will be the gold tier drink Pop Rocks. You will have to cook it or buy it off other players. Tuesday will be small shellfish. You can gather them at Emerald Marsh or Rainmist Reach. Wednesday will be the orange tier fish, colorful salmon from Ventos Prairie. Unfortunately, nothing you can do for this one if you don't have at least basic fishing gear, as fish can't be traded. If you're not patient, the fishing NPC in Navia sells the real 100% rate bait for fish tokens. Thursday is well-preserved animal bones, which is a green tier archaeology drop. But, and this is pretty odd, you can only dig them on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Check the database for the maps as they change daily. So, if you want to do this event every day of the week, you're gonna have to dig ahead of time. The good news is that they're in the blue glow, which is the most common, so you won't have to dig too much to get some. Friday calls for unstable liquid metal. You can buy this at the alchemy merchant in Navia for 200 silver. Saturday wants an antemortem eye, which is a trash drop from the metal and flesh skeletons of Gloomy Ridge. Be careful not to sell them to an NPC by mistake. If you click auto sell with them in your inventory, you will lose them. And finally, Sunday wants Stinky Powder, which Angry Gnomes and Mistwalker invaders in Crescent Hill drop. Again, be careful at shops until you make the delivery. And what do you get for this exchange? A Memory Box X. The 2 big prizes are an Eidolon Oathring voucher, which you can exchange for a non-tradable Oathring in the encyclopedia, and a new title, You Look Like a Chawan Mishi. If you're not familiar, that is a savory egg custard. Anyway, it comes with a permanent plus 50 to all stats. And though it's the end of January, we got one more New Year's event in Helonia. It's a pretty straightforward one, no tricky parts, so I'll skip a walkthrough and get straight to the rewards. If you're still building your costume archive, including furniture, there are 9 archivable items available. The new one is the Serena Bunny Ball furniture item, and it is pretty cute. This event will end in the maintenance on February 13th. The Augur Wishlist NPC is back in Navia. We've talked about him before, and you know the drill. 4 options. You can either choose which of the 3 basic buffs you want, or take a chance on the wishlist box for a chance to get all 3 in one. This event will also close during the maintenance on February 13th. This next one is new for us. Say hello to the Wandering Merchant. For a relatively pricey 25G, you can buy a box that contains a random buff from an old event. You can scroll through the contents here to see, but there's a massive number of possible rewards, and each box only contains 1. I mean, if you have the G to burn, some are pretty nice, but others are pretty whatever, and you have no way to target a specific one. I strongly recommend not buying them if you're not equally ready to throw that G away. And final notes, appropriate for the Amnesia patch, have you noticed you're having difficulty with your short-term memory? Specifically, that you seem to be forgetting your new friends each maintenance? Yeah. As some players are probably keenly aware, with every maintenance, some new friends may vanish from your friends list. I'm not positive on the criteria for it. It seems to be related to the merge and origin servers for players. They noted they're working on it, but it's not yet fixed. In the meantime, if you're adding players as friends, maybe make note of them outside of the game so that you can make sure you don't forget them and to re-add them once this is fixed. Anyway, on a personal note, I've been taking it a bit easy this month, especially after burning myself a little on that level up rush, and my plans to just get something out were foiled by my sad capture card. But I do have plans. Things are coming. Look forward to it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.